You know, I've been sitting here for like an hour. Finally decided to turn on the camera. I get a bit, what do you call it? I have these like moments where I'm like, what am I doing? And I think this is one of the moments. I hope what I'm doing is really what I want. No, I think I'm pretty sure this is what I want. It's just sometimes I come out here and the change is so drastic and things are so different that it just takes me a while to adjust to new trees that have been taken down and you know, I'm clearing out this whole area and I'm sitting here on my wall, which might be like this the whole winter. And I just sometimes just wonder, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right thing? Is this what my life is? You know, you only get one life, or maybe two, who knows? Depends on what you believe in. You know what I think it is that I'm doing this, you know, by myself. And I'm not looking for a pity party or anything like that. This was my decision, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fully aware of all that kind of stuff. You guys should know me. If you know me, you understand that. It's just, I think that when you have another partner in your life and you're having an adventure like this, you can share it with that other person, you know, and you can bounce ideas off and talk about, well, what about this and what about that, and hey, let's do this and let's do that, and it gets a little bit more exciting. Where with me, it's like I talk to myself, and you know, I'm so happy that I have you guys and my Patreons that I talk to, because you guys have helped me out a lot too, and you know, I'll ask for advice on certain things, but there are times where I kind of wish I just had someone just to bounce ideas off of, and we're in this adventure together rather than doing it alone. This is like an honest cabin video, you know. It's not so much of, hey, look what's going on. This is like, look what's going on with me and internally by building this, you know. It's a huge commitment for me. So when I come here, like if I'm away for a while and then I come here, I get that, oh gosh, that commitment's still there, you know, because I can see it. I can see the stuff that's changing, and it's like, can't back out now. Yeah, and I'm not looking to back out. I'm really not. I know today I came here and just kind of walked over here, and it feels more complete. I don't know. I think once like there's actual walls and stuff, I'm going to go through this all over again, rather than just a pit. I think I'll, you know, every once in a while I have these little freakouts where I don't have a partner to say, hey, are we doing this right? Is this good? You know, because I'm doing it on my own, like 100% financed by myself, you know. And I think, you know, I'm going to be here, right? Like, this is what I want, right? Like, I get these moments where I'm like, I hope this is what I want. I know it's what I want, you guys, because I know when I turned the corner and I saw the mountains and I was like, I'm home. You know what I mean? But then I got here and I saw, you know, it was just more cleared out and more clean right now, and it just looks... It's becoming a home, you know? And it makes me, I just get a little nervous sometimes, that's all, and I'm just sharing this. I get a little nervous, like I can do this even if I'm on my own, and I wonder if my dad would be proud of me, that I'd be able to afford, to do this. I mean, I work so hard that I've afforded to do this. I mean, with my construction loan, I had to really qualify for this, like I had to jump through hoops and all that, which I don't know if I've done a video on my construction loan, but that is coming if you haven't seen one. I just wanted to sit with you for a minute. just sit with you, It's like you got to have a dream in life, and like this is part of my dream, and I'm like, I'm 47 years old now, and it's time to start living what my dream's going to be, and this is part of it. This is part of my journey. If someone were to say, I'm on my deathbed, what did you do in your life? And this is one of the big things that I would mention is that I built a cabin, and then of course, I know I hired out a lot of it, but I built a cabin. I bought land and built a cabin. And I lived my dream, and that's the kind of thing that on my deathbed, that's what I want to say. I don't want to have all these regrets, all these thoughts that I wish I did this and I wish I did that. Because, again, I feel sometimes I repeat myself, but I know there's a lot of new people here. But my dream was to have 30 acres, a river running through it with hiking trails right off my cabin. I wasn't able to afford that, but I was able to afford these acres. And, it doesn't have a river coming through it. It has a bunch of trees, and it feels peaceful and calm, and it's home. But every once in a while I get a little freak out being like, oh my God, what am I doing? And this is one of those days. This is one of those days. I'm meeting more people in the area on purpose. I'm meeting more people in the area and trying to do more activities and more events and trying to make friends and stuff up here. So that way when I come up here, it's an easier transition for me if I feel like having a lady over for a drink or friends over for drinks or something. I have somebody to call. You know what I mean? Like, I think it'd be kind of fun to be able to hang out with people too, because if anything I learned this year is being alone all the time is not good. You should have friends in your life. To have friends, it takes effort and it takes a lot of work. So I'm starting that journey. I'm looking for friends in the area, and hopefully by the time the cabin's built, I'll have a nice friend that we can hang out every once in a while. I think that's important. I'm changing up the view for you a little bit. I'm not always going to have this view. Eventually it's going to be a house. I'm actually sitting on what's going to end up being my gear room utility closet. That's where I'm sitting right now, which will be my porch. And I think that I'll enjoy being able to look out at my property and stuff, just sitting on the porch. I think I'm going to enjoy that. I think I really like that. I'm happy that I decided to do a porch. I just saw a woodpecker. Just reminds me of how a good decision it was to not put wood siding on my house and to do hardy or cement siding on my house. Yes. Yeah. Did I tell you my neighbor Dave, he's got holes all over his house with woodpeckers living in his walls. Poor Dave. I go over there and I look up, and I don't know how many holes he's got in his house, and he's just got that regular like lap siding wood type thing. I mean, his house looks more rustic than mine will, but, you know, I look at that and I'm just like, he's the reason why I made the decision to do a cement board siding. I think there's going to be a window right here. I think. Not 100%. This is where my sliding glass door is going to be, and that's going to be my view. I like it because it's a bit private. I do like that. I mention it in other videos too. Oh, if I haven't mentioned too, I have a whole playlist. Oh, and welcome to Spirit Forest. You thought I'd forget. I didn't forget. But I do have a whole playlist of all my cabin videos. This one's more of a talking video. Yeah, just talking about my internal feelings. But a lot of the cabin videos are more towards, you know, this is what's going on and this is what's happening next and stuff like that. This is a vlog, so I just wanted to share and be a little bit more human than some of my other cabin videos where I'm just kind of talking and walking around and saying stuff. So, you know what I think about too? Because we're talking, we're sitting together and chatting. And I think about this and I dream about it. I actually think about the videos that I can make for you in my cabin. You know, like, I think about making, you know, artist type videos, and maybe not on this channel, you know, maybe a different channel will do that, but, you know, like more like painting videos, because I want to have an art studio here. And I think about cooking for you in my kitchen, which is going to be over here. You know, and sitting on the couch and looking out the window and watching the snow fall, you know, and having you join me for that. I think about all these things that I could do. Like, there's so many times when I've come here and I've videoed, I just feel like all I'm doing is like surviving, you know, because I am in the kind of the middle of nowhere, but it's like when the weather's really bad, all I'm doing is hunkering down, trying to stay warm, doing all these things, you know, and those videos are fun and it's challenging and fun for me. But I will admit there is a part of me that's kind of nice to be able to have a nice warm house to sit in, and we could just hang out and drink our hot cocoa and Baileys, and then go for a walk in the 3-foot drifts of snow. I do really look forward to it, and making a fire in my wood stove together. Like, I think about all these things we could do together in my videos. You know, once the cabin is built. I've been watching some other, I guess, other YouTubers, other women that are in cabins by themselves. And I've been watching them and kind of seeing what kind of videos they're making as well. And, you know, everybody has their own style of video. But I just thought it would be really cool for us just to be able to hang out in the cabin together. I think that'd be kind of a little different thing. Also, I'll be able to hike during the week instead of always on a weekend. And so we can go hiking like right after work and then come back here, you know, like there's so much that I am looking forward to that, like, I don't know, I can't tell you all of it. I don't know. It's so much. Where are these wires sticking out of the wall? This is 2 wires. Is this for the electricity? There's some other wires over there too, just sticking out of the wall. Yeah, how many people do you watch on YouTube get to sit next to their sewer line? I thought that was funny. I was like, I so need to set this up so we could just sit and hang out next to my sewer line. I find humor in the weirdest things, I swear I do. Anyways, since I'm at the sewer, I was thinking of ways, because I do want to winterize this cabin, maybe not the first couple years, but I think that what I'd like to do in my future, because we're kind of talking about our future and our dreams and stuff, what I'd really like to do is I want to travel, you know, and go off to different states in the United States, go to different countries and backpack and hike and do all that. And I do it in the wintertime. And so then I would shut this cabin down, which is basically turning off all the electricity and taking all my, you know, clearing out the pipes and the plumbing and all that, you know. And I mentioned this to the builder like long time ago, like at the beginning of building the cabin. I said, you know, I am going to want to winterize this cabin. And, you know, I'll put some antifreeze down in the P-traps and all that. But so just recently I was talking to him about something, and I said, well, yeah, you know, because I'm going to be winterizing it. And he looked at me, he's like, you're going to do what? I'm like, no, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. You and I talked about this, you know. And he's like, oh, you don't want to winterize the cabin. You just keep the heater on really low. And that's what everybody does. If you winterize, always something goes wrong. And so, I don't know. I just think it would be nice to be able to clear out all the water in the pipes and leave for like 2 to 3 months, you know, and travel and go visit other countries and have other adventures too. That was part of my plan. Now I got to keep the cabin warm. And I'm like, what? And I told him too. He's like, well, aren't you coming up here in the wintertime? And I said, well, yeah. And I told him too. I was like, I don't need plumbing. I'll bring my own water, and I'll bring a bucket with like wood shavings or something like that, you know. I was like, I'm fine. You know, as long as I have my wood fire stove, I'm good. Like, you guys see me, like I can camp in the wintertime. I'm fine. And now that I have my bay window, I just sleep in my bay window and load fire into the stove and, you know, drink the water I brought. And that was kind of what I was thinking in my head, but I don't know, maybe that was just a fantasy dream. I think I'm just gonna have to keep this cabin at like, what do you have to keep it at? Like 48 degrees or something so the water doesn't freeze? I don't know. Oh, you see this? Since I'm here and we're talking about it, regarding my septic, there's a lot of neighbors here that get their septic freezes. That's really nasty. I think there's something you can flush down the toilet to help out with that. But what I'm also doing is I'm putting a heater in it too. So I guess if I turn off the electricity, that's not going to work too well. But I'm getting a heater in my septic, so it will keep it nice and toasty and warm in there. That's what this is, the power for the septic heater. All this stuff I'm sure you want to know. But maybe you're curious. I don't know. I am learning a ton, and I'm trying to share as much as I can that I'm learning. My chapstick. I love this chapstick. It's chapstick brand, and it's green apple, and I feel like I'm eating a Jolly Rancher. I guess without the calories. That's good. Tastes just like a Jolly Rancher. Gotta get one of those. Okay, I think that's about it. You know, I will admit, like I feel better. Just sitting here talking to you, and I know some of you, if you've made it through this whole video, thank you, you know, and some of you, you know, are on this journey with me, and you're really curious at how it's gonna go and what I'm feeling and all the stuff that's going on. A lot of these type of videos are what I do for my Patreons. I felt like doing this for YouTube today, and thank you, because I feel better now. Freak out is mostly done. I still I can see in my camera, I can see all of that space there that used to be trees, and every once in a while I'm like, oh. It's okay. So again, thanks for joining me, and I want to thank my Patreons, which I have put their names here at the end. I feel like I know a lot of you, and thank you so much for your support. It really does help. It really helps me, so I appreciate it. So thanks to my Patreons, and I will see you on my next video. Bye-bye.